See a sucker suit on a hot summer day. Coffee comes back in a nerve-wracking way. The dishes and laundry take the garbage out. What a day, what a day, what a day. Kids got their quizzes and I've got a date. I can't meet the deadline, I'm already late. The cat needs feeding and the car needs oil. What a day, what a day, what a day. Looking for sunshine without any rain. Didn't the good times come with some pain? You gotta get going, start over again, 'cause life's not waiting for you.
Hi, I'm Ann Perillo, and welcome to Schenectady Today in and around the Capital Region. We're so happy you're joining us. We have a great show with lots of information coming your way. Well, let me just tell you some of the topics. I won't tell you who all the guests are. We're going to be talking about Schenectady County special events. We're going to talk about pancreatic cancer research, their walk coming up. We're going to talk about something very interesting, thermography. It's a diagnostic setup for finding out more about your body, but you'll find out more about that when you watch the show. We're going to hear from representatives from the Schenectady Theater for Children and find out about their summer camp. We're going to find out about Round Lake's comedy, Ladies Night Out. It's going to be a great, ladies, it's all ladies in the show, so we're going to hear about that. And then we're going to find out about a new place that's opening up in Glenville, or maybe it's already open, called The Meadows, which is a new senior retirement complex. So we're going to talk about that. But I want to remind you there's lots going on in the area. Up in Lake George, you've got the music festival. Don't miss it. It's a week of great music, classical music you're going to love. The Steak and Lobster Festival, or Fest, is coming up on this coming Thursday at Central Park, and it's to benefit Schenectady Day Nursery. Steamer 10 is doing Little Shop of Horrors. Love that show. Polish Festival is this coming weekend over at St. Adalbert's, and if you want some good pierogies and golumpkis, there's where you want to go. They even have Polish pizza. Muddy Sneakers Run is coming up on the 23rd. The Iroquois Museum is having their big Indian Festival on the 30th and 31st. That's over in Howe Caves. And then the Athletic Hall of Fame for Schenectady Schools is going to be coming up in September. And don't forget Jazz on Jay, where Arch Satin will be playing this coming week. So, did I get it all in? Hi, Matt.
Hi, how are you?
Good to see you.
You too.
Yeah. Last time you were here, we talked about summer night, and what a night that was.
Thank you. That was fun.
Did good. That was your maiden voyage.
Yeah, we had almost 16,000 people.
You counted them. I saw you there.
One by one.
1, 2. So we're going to find out how many are going to the movies. We got movies. Tell our viewers about the movies.
We got great movie nights right now. We got the Lego movie airing, and it's airing in every municipality throughout the county. We've had almost 300 people per movie night so far.
That's great.
Yeah. Well, when you mix the Lego movie and free ice cream, it's kind of a win-win situation.
It is. It is.
So it works out great.
Who's giving you the ice cream?
Stewart's.
Yeah.
Stewart's comes
Shout
out, they hand it out. Exactly.
Yeah,
thank you, Stewart's. Thank you, Price Chopper, for helping to make it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's been working great. And they've been mixing flavors, so it's good. They got, not just the regular vanilla and chocolate, but they're bringing out this loop-de-loop flavor, which is like Fruit Loops and ice cream. It's really
what
good.
An idea.
Yeah, it's terrible for you, but it's really good.
No Oreos and chocolate?
No, not yet.
And so we've got movie nights, and when's is it through the entire month of August?
It's every Friday in August, and then
Okay.
we also have the next coming Monday. We have that as well.
Right.
So
You threw
we
an
have
extra
one Monday, and then every night in August.
Right, and what's great is you do all the areas of Schenectady County. You
Yeah.
are with Schenectady County, right?
I am with Schenectady County. We've already been in Scotia. We've had in Freedom Park, and that was our kickoff event. That was great. Last week we did Niskayuna. Now we have Princetown, Duanesburg, and my site coming up. And then we also have a missing one, aren't I? Oh, Rotterdam. Rotterdam will be this Friday.
I have them all written down here. Well, let's see. We got Esposito Park,
right?
Princeton Town Hall, Robert Schaefer Memorial, and my site.
And my site.
We got them all.
Whew.
And if you want to know, because you don't remember, just go to my website or go to their website or go to Facebook, and you'll find all this information on there. After the show, I put it on Facebook. Now, you're having a couple of other events, but the next one coming up is the Battle of the Bands?
The next big one, yeah. Well, actually,
Is that going to be like summer night?
Yeah, it's going to be, hopefully it's going to be our new version of Summer Night Block Party, basically.
Okay.
And it's going to be right on Broadway between Liberty and Union.
Okay.
You know where you got Pinhead Susan's, 20 North and Center Street?
Yeah.
They're all helping out, chipping in on this event.
Really?
Yep, we've partnered with Saratoga Eagle, the big distributor as well. So they're coming down. Monster's going to be down here hosting it. We'll have some other factors going all the way through. We got the live stage, 6 bands. We have Albany Broadcasting coming out.
Where's the band? You going to close the parking lot or what?
We're closing out that whole municipal lot.
Oh, the municipal lot.
The big muni lot.
Wow.
Right across from Pinheads. Yep. So closing that out. We're expecting anywhere from 4,000 to 6,000 people.
I bet.
Not bad for the first one out the gate.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what we're looking at.
That's incredible.
I know.
mean, it's they've had, I know Pinhead Susan's has had some bands there.
Correct.
And they've kind of closed off that one parking, but this is bigger.
Yeah.
And is there going to be a prize for the best band, or
There
is it
is.
just kind of like fun?
It's actually going to be almost $5,000 worth of prizes for the band.
Really?
Yeah, paid out throughout the
any
year.
bands that you can mention, or you don't have to if you don't have? I don't want to put you on the spot here.
I believe the only one we've really locked in so far, we have it all out to everybody, but I believe we've locked in the SPAC title holders from last year.
Great.
So they're going to be coming down because they're all local to Schenectady and they're all under 17.
Get out.
Yeah, but their talent is amazing.
Battle of the Bands, we're going to find out. And then after that, you have the Pedal Paddle Run?
Well, Pedal Paddle Run will be 2 weeks before that.
Oh, before
September
that. Okay,
13th.
I'm trying to get the timing.
Yep.
Should have read my stuff.
No, we change everything all over the place just to keep you on your toes.
Well, he does, because I thought that the Battle of the Bands was this month, but then I found out, I looked at your website and I go, what? They moved it.
Well, it was supposed to be, but then, the big thing up in Saratoga is the Travers.
Yeah.
And so Travers weekend.
You don't want to do that.
We didn't want to.
You don't want to compete. One of the great things, I think, is that the communities do try and kind of watch, and hopefully they're trying to not compete with each other, because it means that people split off, but when they do it separately, they can keep the crowds going.
But if we can do the events to work with them and enhance all the events, then we could actually partner with them.
Exactly.
And I think we've been doing a better job of that, at least since I've come on board. I've seen it. That, we're working with Saratoga, we're working with Albany, working with the other places, so now we drive everybody in.
I love that.
The weekend for Battle of the Bands we picked, there's nothing else going on though. So it's just us.
Oh, it's going to be cool.
It's going to be monstrous.
27th. Oh, you can't miss that. So the Battle of the Bands is coming up. There's Pedal Paddle Run, and that's your big exercise thing that you can have some fun with. And of course, the movie nights. Lego Movie, which is got very good reviews, by the way.
It's got great reviews.
Great reviews.
You got to come to my house. My kids review it every night, and it's perfect.
Oh my gosh, this isn't going to be where you see the Teletubbies every morning.
I think so. I think it's along that way.
Yeah. Matt Larson, he's the special events coordinator for Schenectady County. We're always happy to have him on the show. Thanks so much for being here, and it's always a pleasure.
Thank you, everybody.
And keep up the good work. Battle of the Bands, I am there.
You better be.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and we're just going to take a peek at the circuit that we had on the show last week, where they attempt to get me to do the backflip. Here we go. Thanks, good. Oh my heavens.
People watch how your neighbor gonna sound the same bloody word. These pharmaceutic revolutionaries, evolution for safety, man champions. People watch how your neighbor gonna sound the same bloody word. These pharmaceutic revolutionaries, evolution for safety, man champions. People watch how your neighbor gonna sound the same bloody word. These pharmaceutic revolutionaries, evolution for safety, man champions.
Okay, Neil, now, what are you going to do? You're going to do the balls, or you're going to spin on your head?
I was going to do both, but I don't have the red nose, so...
Oh, I always screw up. I forgot to bring the red nose. Neil and Sherry Piper, they come on every year, and they are such advocates for pancreatic cancer research and the Lusgarten Foundation and everything that's going on there. And they are instrumental in raising lots and lots of money for research, because one of the things is we know, well, why don't you tell our viewers why it's important for research? I don't know who wants to take over first.
Okay, the problem with pancreatic cancer is that it doesn't show itself until it's just about too late. We don't have early detection for it, and we don't have a cure at this point. the research money is being pumped in a lot of different areas so that we can do early detection. And I'm guessing that a lot of people have already heard about that 16-year-old who came up with that test.
A blood test.
It's a blood test, and it's almost like a litmus paper where you stick it in and
How easy that is.
yeah, they're doing a lot of research
There's a
on
but
that.
there.
Well, they have to do clinical trials. They've got to do more testing on it. But so far, they're getting very good results. And Johns Hopkins University is doing a lot with that. That early detection means that if we can detect that a person has pancreatic cancer early, then we can get it early. And it's a slow-moving disease. The problem is
you don't no symptoms until it hits you.
no symptoms
Right.
until you're in stage 4.
Yeah.
But if
if
it's
you can get it
caught-
at stage 1, pow, you got it out, and
Can it be removed surgically?
Yes.
it can be, yes.
But I got a phone call a couple of months ago from a young woman whose mother had just been diagnosed, and she got my name from Hope Club, and we're talking, and I said, well, how is it, when was it diagnosed? And she said, stage 1. I said, well, you're one of those lucky
Oh,
ones.
my
I said,
gosh.
take all that research on the web and throw it away,
Yeah.
because if they can operate, if it's not metastasized, if they get it out, your mother's going to be fine. And
How
she
did
came.
they detect it?
She was one of the lucky people whose doctor just went there. Usually by the time they get to screening for pancreatic cancer, it's too late, but she was
she had some
diagnosed early.
symptoms, and she complained about it, and he said, let's check this.
And she came to one of our fundraisers
She was lucky
with,
she got
with her
symptoms.
mother,
Very lucky.
who was glowing. She was, she had her hair cut short. She was doing her chemo just to be on the safe
Yeah.
side. But she's got the rest of her life to look forward to because of early detection.
Really
Yeah.
great.
So it's really important to get that early detection
Yeah.
to it.
And so the walk that we hold, as you know, has grown from the first year we raised about $2,500, and this last year we raised over $100,000. We had 500 walkers, and we were very excited about it. We've got a lot of things going on for this walk. One of the greatest hits is the Star Wars Re-Enactors who come.
Isn't that great?
For
We
all
may-
the geeks out there, I think the
Oh.
men are more excited than the kids.
And we may have, hopefully, if things go well, we'll have 5 reenactors walking around, saying hello to
And they'll
everybody.
take team pictures
They will.
with
they
the, with
will.
the each
Oh,
of the
Pictures
walker
with
teams.
everybody, yeah.
That's great. Well, you have to, a walk is a walk, and it's important for that. But it's nice to make it kind of a carnival atmosphere.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, we
I-
never do anything seriously for very
No,
long.
I don't think
you
you
know
do.
us that well.
Our aim, it used to be when we first started the walk that we were mourning those we lost.
Yeah.
Now we celebrate their lives
And the hope for the early diagnosis
and hope
cure.
for detection and cure.
And well, there's a couple of things. First of all, I think we've all been touched by people who have had pancreatic cancer. I've known, 2 dear friends of mine. They get diagnosed, and 3 months later they're gone.
Right.
I mean, it's like that's how fast it is.
Yeah.
So that's why early detection, of course, is so important.
Absolutely.
But you mentioned hope. What is
Yes.
that?
Well, we do have some slides. Slide
Good.
on some of the research initiatives.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because of Stand Up for Cancer, and I think because the general medical research community has realized that working collaboratively is much more successful than having each lab
Yeah, you
doing
gotta
their
work
own
together,
thing.
yeah.
So there is a lot of money going out for that, and we have a slide on your research, foundation research update. So
Right.
we have 2 drugs that are working together that are doing very well, Abraxane and gemcitabine.
Gemcitabine, yeah.
And they are helping prolong life for people who are suffering from pancreatic cancer. Since 2013, Lustgarten has partnered with Stand Up to Cancer to develop therapies with those. And the early detection blood test is now in clinical trials.
And that's the important thing. Those.
Absolutely.
And not only that, but Lustgarten has formed a consortium with
Right.
other hospitals and research facilities around the country, all doing the same protocols and testing, so that they have an even keel for knowing what's going on, all over the country, not just in one particular population, but everywhere.
Yeah, you have to get your efforts
Over $90 million have gone into research because of Lustgarten Foundation,
Isn't that wonderful?
aside from their other partners. And one of the reasons that we work to raise funds for Lustgarten Foundation is that it's all of the operating expenses of the foundation are underwritten by Cablevision.
Okay, so therefore,
because
the
Mark
money doesn't
Lustgarten-
have to go out.
Yeah.
Now, if someone is watching this show and they live in another areas, Lustgarten walks, are they all over?
Yes.
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 They have over 100 walks now
Okay.
around the country.
So
And-
wherever you are, you check it out.
Absolutely.
And their headquarters is in Bethpage, Long Island.
Okay.
And their largest walk is there. But the walks are everywhere. And in fact, Shari has been asked to mentor
Nice.
other organizers around the country.
She
She's
is an
becoming
organizer.
famous, I'm telling
We
you.
can
Well-
tell she's got you organized.
Somebody has to. But it's, well, I think one of the main things when you start anything from infancy is to let it build and not be discouraged. And success builds success. Last year we had over $30,000 of corporate sponsorship. And we're on par to match that again this year because success breeds success. And you've got to let it go through that infancy and get a very good committee to work with you.
And have an
Nobody can do
awareness.
this alone.
The more people are aware of this, I mean, Patrick Swayze was kind of the poster
Right.
child at one
Yes.
time
Yeah.
for this. You were up in Saratoga and raised some money up there as well.
Yes, we did. There was a wonderful, wonderful event in Saratoga honoring a trainer who did unfortunately pass away very, very quickly from pancreatic cancer. The trainers did a wonderful, wonderful job of raising funds and awareness. All the jockeys wore purple. There was a race in his name. His name was
Dominic Galacio.
Oh, yeah, I read
yes.
that. Yeah.
And the trainers were incredibly respectful of him and loved him dearly.
loved him, yeah.
They put on a great fundraiser. There was a race in his name. There was a race named for Lustgarten, and we got to go into the winner's circle and present the trophy.
Yes, we
you
did.
should see her picture with her hat on. Oh my gosh.
Neil dared me. So he said, you have to get a Saratoga
You have
hat.
to get the Saratoga hat, and she did, and she looked quite well.
You can look at, find it on the Albany Pancreatic Cancer Walk Facebook
Looked
page.
smashing that day, but you weren't wearing a hat.
No, I wasn't.
Okay. Is there anything like, we're almost done with our time.
I'd like
Is there
to
anything you'd
mention
like to
that
add on?
Schenectady puppet people
Yes,
are
they
going
were.
to be at the walk.
Oh, that's Michelle and Mark.
Yes,
Yeah, they are
they've been
great.
with us for a few years
They're
now.
great.
Yes.
They're great people. They really are, and so giving and so talented.
Oh,
They
yeah.
are.
But
Yeah.
we have a pick a prize auction. We have a 50-50 raffle. We'll have a DJ.
Face painter.
We'll have a face painter. We're going to have a hairdresser doing
Did we say where?
doing purple
No, we
hair
didn't.
extensions. Ooh, it's on the screen. We're going to be at the Elm Avenue Town Park in Del Mar.
Yep.
It's handicap accessible. There's parking.
Pet friendly.
Yeah.
Baby
that's
friendly.
Nice, yeah.
Courtesy of Price Chopper, there'll be coffee and apple cider donuts and apple cider before the walk. And Four Corners Luncheonette is going to be bring his wagon, and if people would like to stay for lunch, 25% of the proceeds from lunch will be credited to the walk.
Lustgarten.
Oh, how wonderful. Well, if you're of a mind to support, which you should be, this wonderful organization and this project of to fight pancreatic cancer and get the research. I mean, that's where it all is research. We've got to find a blood test that will detect early detection because it is curable under early detection. Check them out. Go over to their walk and have some fun. Meet them in person. They're really nice people.
And we thank you for being there for us each year.
Thank you so much.
I'm Ann Perillo, your host for Schenectady Today in and around the Capital Region. Stay tuned. We've got a lot of more guests coming up, and we're going to be finding out about thermography in our next one. And we're going to hear a little bit from the Hubbard Hall Opera. Stay tuned. No, I did not do this back. I tried, I'm sure, believe me. Right now, I have Howard Vicks with me. Howard was, I met him at a health fair, actually, and was fascinated by what he does. He's an engineer and has a strong background in engineering with thermography, right?
Indeed. My background is actually building science, where I use thermography for diagnostics of buildings.
Okay, thermo is heat. We all know that. But
Correct.
tell us what thermography does.
The application for thermography, medical thermography...
And we have photos, so we'll be showing some of those
okay,
as
that's
well.
good.
Yeah.
All right. Thermography actually captures and maps the thermal pattern, the heat pattern of the human body.
And why is that important?
Because our bodies should be thermally symmetrical. In other words, this side of your body should be the same temperature as that side of your body.
Okay.
In this case, what we're looking at right here, this is a full body image, and what they're looking for is you can look left to right, and that you can see the
So
guy's
it's bilateral,
right arm.
it's going to be equal.
Correct. It should be. And if it's not, there's an indicator. This happens to be a breast imaging. And again, you can see where the pattern and the heat on the right is distinctly different than the left. Okay?
And
So-
what does, all right, so you have this. What do you do then to find that out?
Well, here's what happens. We are a medical imaging center. Okay? All of our images are interpreted by an independent group of board-certified MDs. These are both general internists as well as specialists, cardiovascular people, orthopedic, dental, OBGYN, allergists, and endocrinologists.
So they can spot if something looks a little bit suspicious.
Correct. And again, the Pipers made the reference to early detection. One of the things that thermography allows is early detection. When you look at the 6 stages of disease, inflammation is the second stage.
Always. Yeah.
Thermography is able to detect the heat associated with inflammation. So the earlier you can detect a problem, the better the outcome is going to be.
So if you have an injury, you know, we all know you sprain something, you touch it, oh my God, it feels hot, and
Correct.
it's, yeah, blah, blah, blah. But how do you detect whether it's an illness as opposed to just an injury? Or is there a way?
Well, again, I have to be careful. I'm not a doctor.
No, I know, but
what
we've
they're-
already
what they're-
established that.
What the doctors do is there is a medical history involved, and so when we do an imaging on somebody, there is a medical history. So the imaging and the history goes to the interpreting physicians.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Okay. Now again, an acute problem like a sprain or a strain
That's what I meant. Yeah.
will show up as an
Yeah.
imbalance, but there's a history associated with that.
You hurt yourself. You spent. So you can anyone have this done? I guess that's where I'm going. Is because you have your
Yes.
physicians that review this and will make some assessments on
Correct.
this. But suppose I decide, you know, I'd like to kind of know where do I stand? Because I've been to a chiropractor and they do the thermal imaging on your back, and they go, oh boy, it's really hot over here, and we
Right.
know there's a problem there with the inflammation. Now, suppose I want to come to you and say, I'd like to have a whole
Full body
body
baseline
scan.
scan,
Or
yes.
baseline scan.
Most-
Oh, that's
most-
good, baseline. So you could do that in another
Absolutely.
year or 5 years.
Here's the beauty. First of all, let me answer the question. The majority of our patients are self-referred.
So
in other
anybody
words,
can do it. You don't
anybody
need a
can do it.
doctor's.
Anybody can do it, and
But it's not
anybody-
covered by insurance.
Well, actually, if you have a health savings account with flexible spending, it is considered a diagnostic procedure.
Okay.
I just had a couple of patients come in a couple of weeks ago, and they had MVP. And so MVP is starting to cover this as well.
Oh, really? Okay.
So they're starting to understand.
Because
and
this
see-
is early detection.
It's absolutely early
And this
detection.
is really what everything is about in medicine, early detection. We can
Correct.
head it off at the pass.
Correct. And what happens is this. When we talked about the baseline. What we recommend is that everybody start with a baseline. Then you can monitor for changes over time. So your thermal pattern, everybody has a unique thermal signature. However, that thermal signature shouldn't change over time. Your fingerprints don't change, your retina print doesn't change, your thermal signature shouldn't change over time either. So if you establish a stable baseline, you can then monitor for changes over time, and if there is a change, that's an indicator that something is going on
wrong.
physiologically
Yeah.
that requires further investigation.
Yeah, just to look a little bit more, because you shouldn't get alarmed.
No,
If-
no, not at all.
This
at
is
all.
not to get you alarmed. It's
at
just
all.
a baseline, and they'll look at it and see, and they might say, you know, have you been having trouble with your shoulder over here because it seems to be a little bit higher, so you might want to get that checked, or you know, and whatever it is.
The report that comes from Physicians Insight is essentially written by doctors to doctors.
Okay.
And
Oh,
what
so
it
you
does-
can bring it to your doctor.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. It's meant to be, this is a piece of, thermography is a piece of the puzzle that doctors don't have.
They haven't been doing it. This is relatively new, isn't it?
Not really. Thermography's actually been around for 50 years.
Okay.
It's been approved by the FDA
They used to
since
do it, Dr.
1982.
Scholl's, with your foot too, you know.
Well, it's the same
Yeah,
idea, okay?
Yeah.
It's been approved by the FDA since 1982. However, it's only recently that it's starting to gain wider acceptance in the medical community, because now we are setting the standard. There is now a standard. In other words, what equipment are you using? We're using
And it's
a
FDA approved, so
The
we're not
thermography,
talking about,
correct.
you know, just,
No, it's not. It's nothing that's out in left field.
Yeah,
This has
yeah.
been approved by the FDA for 30 some odd years
Yeah.
as an adjunctive diagnostic procedure, screening
Okay.
for medical applications. But the standard, I mean, we are using FLIR systems, top of the line, medical research grade cameras.
any radiation in this?
It is absolutely safe. There is no contact, no pain, no radiation. It's 100% safe. You could have a thermogram done every day of the rest of your life. There is no risk, no side effect. And any person, any age, any size, any shape, there are no disqualifiers. About the only thing that we don't use thermography for is for children. In other words, your body has to have established, it's got to be mature.
Yeah.
So the thermal regulation. However, a child who comes in, let's say sports medicine, kids in high school, if they have an injury, we can determine that. Okay, we can monitor the effectiveness of a course of treatment. One of the biggest questions that athletic trainers have is, when is it safe to send this individual back?
Back.
So
And you
they're
can
not
tell,
running a risk.
yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because when the
The
body is
inflammation,
healing,
yeah.
it's sending blood flow, we can see that increased heat pattern.
Now we know that anyone can do this. How expensive is it? I mean, you don't have. I mean, I don't need a dollar amount.
Well,
I'm just
it's very inexpensive.
Okay.
Because we are a fee-for-service business. I don't have to hire an individual
okay.
full-time just to deal with the paperwork.
Okay.
So it's a very simple process. I'll be open and honest with you. Our prices, depending on what we're scanning,
Because you have different kinds of scans.
is a full body scan is $495. That's 30 to 35 images, depending on the patient. Literally,
That many images that you do? Oh my gosh.
we do head, neck, thyroid, chest.
So you
neck,
focus
back.
on different areas then?
Absolutely.
So it's not
absolutely.
just like zip,
No.
like going into the airport and getting your...
No, not at all. It is, there are specific regions. We do scans of, we do cardiovascular screenings. We do women's health screenings. We'll do musculoskeletal screenings, dental screenings.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, because again, inflammation.
Well, I mean, this was very interesting to me. You know, I've been in the health field for all my life, and this is the first time I really had a chance to talk with someone who was intimately involved with thermography. So I found it to be very interesting and thought that I would bring him to this. He's located up in Clifton Park if you're interested. Because I think it's a different way of approaching your own personal health. You know, we talk about taking responsibility for your own health. Maybe this is one of the steps that you could take if you're afraid to go to the doctor.
and essentially, what we're doing is we're empowering people to have information so that they can make decisions on what's with them and their doctor, what's best for them.
Right.
And the more information you have and the earlier you have it, the better.
Information doesn't hurt. It's
That's
what
right.
you do with it that probably makes it a lot better for you. Howard, very nice to meet you.
Pleasure's
Thank
mine,
you.
Ann. Thank you
Keep
for
up
having
the
me
good
on.
work. We're going to take a quick break. Oh, we're going to hear from Hubbard Hall Opera again. Oh, they're so good. Stay tuned. Wait.